Hello, guys, over here on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. I want to thank you guys for joining me live tonight. How are you guys doing? How are y'all doing? Please, as you join in, I know there is a notification for you to give me permission to read your comments. Please go ahead and do so. Also, that would be on Facebook. If you are watching live on YouTube, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Also, let me know where you're joining me from tonight. My name is Shanika, and I am the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur. In my company, I help entrepreneurs start, launch, and grow physical and digital businesses online. So I want to let you guys know that I just celebrated my birthday last week, so I know I haven't been live in a minute. It feels like I am brand new here to this space, just 1 week, and I feel like I'm new to this space. But where are you guys joining me from? Thanks to everyone who gave me shout outs on social media. I really appreciate it. So I want you guys to put it in the comment section. Again, if you don't give me permission to read your comments, I don't think I can see it. That seems like a very new policy. So I just want you guys to share that with me. All right. So tonight we are going to be talking about securing your legacy, guys. All right. Securing your legacy. All right. We're going to be talking about why it is important for us to secure the legacy that we are building. All right. And before I bring on our special guest, I just want to shout out BTE Academy Boss Babes. If you are here watching, please go ahead and throw the hashtag BTE Boss Babe in the comment section. If you are a part of the Grow to Six Figures community that relaunched in October, put that in the hashtag Grow to Six Figures. And if you are a part of the Wake Up to Six Figures community, throw it in the comment section because we're about to wake up to six figures. All right. We are working so hard on our businesses to build it, to grow to six figures. And I'm super excited about that. But tonight we have a special guest. Her name is Patience Nauer. Now, before I bring her on, guys, I want to share my experience with you guys in my okay, Ruth, you're saying that the picture on Facebook is out of focus. Girl, I don't know what happened. We just took 15 minutes, 2 devices, trying to figure out why my picture was not coming up properly. And it's just wasn't working, honey. I'm really trying over here. So I thought it was good now, but then I am not sure why it's not coming up properly. All right, but thank you so much. Stick with me. Stick with me. You're going to see Patience very clearly. Don't worry. All right, guys. So I want to welcome you all. Welcome BTE Boss Babes, Six Figures Boss Babes. Thank you all for joining me. If you're brand new, please put it in the comment section. Let me know where you're joining from. Welcome to everyone who joined the group this week or bought a course this week and you're working towards building your business. Congratulations. And I cannot wait to celebrate your success because that's what we do. Shout out to Bettina for launching her brand this week, Shoe Candy Boutique with a Q. You guys can go and check her out. She's having promos. Congratulations to our boss babe. Please give her a congratulations in the comment section. Let's motivate our bosses because they're working real hard to launch their business. She also graduated from school this week, and it's just been like, wow, graduating and launch a business in the same week. I'm telling you, it's just something that, proves to me that working hard is worth it. At the end of the day, you reap the benefits from it. So, are you guys over here on Instagram? Are you guys hearing me? Just saw silence mode. I want to make sure you guys are hearing me. Good night, His Care Bear. Good night, Mimi65 Justice. Good night. Thank you guys for joining. Sabrina, thank you for joining. Julian, thank you for joining. Hi, Janice. Hi, Yvette over here. Hey again, Ruth. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I can see you guys, but if you don't give me permission to read your comments and shout you out, I can't do that. All right, so make sure you're doing that. Now, I want everyone to start a watch party if you can, please. It does not cost you anything to click that button to say share or start a watch party. So the information that's going to be shared here tonight, Patience has taken the time out to come and share it with us so that we can understand that it's not just enough to build a legacy, but we also need to secure it. And you want to share this with other people. So I want to ask you guys nicely, please share it with your friends, because guess what? They're going to thank you later. I promise you. They will thank you later. So share on Instagram, tag somebody on Facebook if you can. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, last week for my birthday, usually I would want to do something, big, but I just wanted to relax. And, I was treated to the spa and got my nails done, my hair done and everything, just relaxation, right? But during my time of relaxing, I had the opportunity to reflect again. And that's what we do as entrepreneurs, right? We have to really reflect on what is, where we are in life. And as we get older, we reflect on our growth, our progress. And honestly, this year, besides all the illnesses and everything that's been happening, and even a loss of employment, even for myself, I have seen a lot of growth, right? And I was reflecting on the years of hard work that I put into, my business. And if anyone can relate to me, being in business and the hard work that you have put into your business, and to understand that after doing all of that, what happens if, right? Have you ever thought about it? Like, what if something should happen? I remember sharing with you guys a couple weeks ago when my father had a heart attack. And, I felt like, oh my God, no, this is not happening. And in the middle of all that, I realized that I didn't know anything about my dad's business. He's an entrepreneur as well. I didn't know nothing. If anything was supposed to happen, thank God, it didn't. But we weren't prepared, period. Okay. And then in the middle of that, while traveling, I realized that my kids and my husband were not prepared at all if anything should happen. I had orders that had to be mailed and they were all confused, like, what do we do? How do we do this? And I realized that this cannot happen, because if I should be up and gone or anything should happen, they need to be prepared. I've worked too hard, way too hard. And for the BTE bosses, they know I really work hard. And, at nights I'm up late, working hard. And it's very sad that we don't think about the after, what if, right? So I was able to reflect on that. And I realized that with the work that I put in and the success that I have, I want to make sure that as I grow, and even now, I need to make sure I am securing that legacy, because I'm not just doing it for me now, but I'm doing it for my family, for the future. So without further ado, I want to introduce you to Patience Nawa. We had some great talks about, the afters and how can I make sure I'm securing my bag, ladies, the bag, we got to secure the bag. Yeah. And she enlightened me a lot on so many things that I didn't know of. And I want you guys to hear of this. So we're going to be talking about that tonight. I'm going to bring her on. Give me a few minutes so we can get settled both on Instagram, YouTube, and on Facebook. Okay. All right. Hello, Patience. How are you?
Hello. Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me clearly?
All right, I think we're good on Facebook. Now let's get going on Instagram. Let's
Okay.
just add you in over here and see what the difference is. My thing is a bit dark on Instagram. All right. Here we go. There you are. All right.
Okay.
Let's see if they can hear us. Can you guys hear us on Instagram as well? Just give us
Okay.
a thumbs up. You can hear us. There's no echoing.
Let me bring my camera here. Okay.
Awesome. All right. I think we're good.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. So, welcome, 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 patients. How
Thank
are you?
you. Thank you for having me. No, seriously, Shanika, thank you for having me, guys.
You're
Shanika
welcome.
is awesome. I've known her for about 2 years now, a year, 2 years, and she is always working. She's always about her business. She's always doing some form of life. She's always giving out information. And I sincerely believe her goal in life is to really help people get to where they need to be. And I really admire that about you. So it's an honor to be on your show tonight. So thank you so much for
Ooh.
allowing me to be here.
Thank you so much. And I'm glad that you're here because you have seen the hard work, and I really need your help. And I think a lot of us need your help
We
in
all need
sharing
each other's help.
information. Yes. So, Patience, why don't you tell us about yourself and, who is Patience Nawa? First of all, I love the name.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I think the legend behind the name was it took some years for my mother to have children. And then when I came along, she liked the name Patience and it sort of matched with her situation. So it was only befitting that, she named me Patience. So that's how I ended up with the Patience. And of course, my father's name was Noah. So it was, the perfect combination, and I don't even know if I'm gonna change it if I get married, but we'll see. We will see what happens. But no, seriously, I've always been one of those people that is always thinking about what do I leave behind for my children? Like, how can I position myself so that once I start having children, once I start a family, I can have the freedom to work and take care of my family. As we know, many minorities in this country don't get the opportunity to raise their children and work at the same time because they're mostly focusing on work. So after college, I was thinking of what to do. Like, what am I going to do? My aim was to make a lot of money, just like many young women, right?
That's
Just like
right.
all of us, we all want to make a lot of money. And at the time, I had no idea what to do with myself. And my mentor directed me to the insurance industry. And then I was like, what the heck is that? So he told me to go and do my research. And I went and I did my research. I liked what I saw. There was potential to make money, but then there was
Mhm.
also potential to own your own business and control your schedule and things like that. So that's what got me interested in the insurance industry. And 7, 8 years later, here we are now.
Look at that. Look at
Yeah,
that. So
here we are now.
you're now that industry is for you started as a career, like it was more of let me do this since I can be my own boss. But I'm
Yes.
sure you were, exposed to so many different things. So can you share with us, patients, like what does it mean to secure a legacy, and what are some of the ways that we can secure a legacy through what you have learned over the years?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, one of the things that I've learned over the years is there are many ways to secure legacies, especially entrepreneurs that are coming up these days. One of the things that we think about work, 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 and we don't think about what happens when I'm no longer alive, right? And I always say that people are so good at planning for the future, but the future extends beyond life, right? What
Mhm,
happens when you're no longer alive? And
mhm,
especially for us women these days, there are many women that are the breadwinner in their homes, right? So
mhm,
before, it's not like before where, the husband went to work and, provided for the family. Now we're depending on both incomes in the home for us to have a comfortable life, right? So a lot of us don't think about what happens if one spouse passes away. What happens to that other income that is lost? Like, what oh, what is my family going to do? How are my children going to survive? How is my husband going to survive? Am I going to keep my home? Like, will my children be out in the streets? These are all the things that we don't think about. And the thing is, entrepreneurs will work so hard that sometimes the stress of what we do, sometimes it could lead to, I don't know, heart attack, stress, whatever it is. And before you know it, someone is being diagnosed with cancer, and the amount of effort that you used to put into your business before, you can't do that anymore. So now what happens to your business, right? Now what happens to your family? So that is the discussion that we're here to talk about tonight. There are many ways that people can secure their legacy. One way is building a company for a family to take over, right? But then
Mhm.
another way is, what happens to my children when I pass away? So what I'm going to talk about tonight is, we'll talk about how you can secure your legacy through life insurance, because
Mhm.
I strongly believe that is an education that we are not privy to as African Americans or minorities.
Mhm.
When the public or when the industry is educating our community, right, the only thing we know about when it comes to life insurance is the fact that when somebody dies, you just bury them, right? You need life insurance to
Mhm.
bury your family. You need life insurance to do the funeral cost and all of that, right? And because of that, many young people don't think about life insurance until it's too late, or we
Mhm.
wait until we're in our 60s, or we wait until we're in our 50s, and by that time it's a lot more expensive. The benefits that you're supposed to be
Mhm.
getting, you don't get those benefits anymore, because by that time it's too late. You have all these health issues and all of that. So we would talk about how securing life insurance when you're younger is very important, and the benefits that it has that extends beyond your life when you're no longer here and gone, right?
Yeah.
So what I would do tonight is, we will go through the different types of life insurance. And I want you guys, if there's anything that you don't understand, put your questions through the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions tonight. If there's a questions that we don't get to, I will leave my contact with you. We can book an appointment, and you and I, we can sit down and I can explain this to you. My goal tonight is not to sell anything to anybody. I'm not here to tell you, oh, this company is the best and that company is not the best. My job tonight is to just educate you so that you can be informed and make informed decisions when you sit in front of a financial advisor or you sit in front of an agent, okay?
Mhm. Now,
So,
Patience, I remember my first attempt at life insurance. I know you talk about young people and doing it young, right? I remember my
right.
first attempt, guys, at life insurance was when I had my first child.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pregnant actually with my first child, and a coworker of mine, just similar to your mentor, approached me about life insurance. And at that time, it was just being scared of something happening to me and my, and then my young child, like what's going to happen to her, and is she going to be on the street, like you said. And that was my first
Mm-hmm.
attempt at it. Being young, it was cheap. It was a very, very low affordable cost. But then
Right.
you grow, and a lot of the misconception is that people think that life insurance is something that you just keep paying and paying and paying and nothing is happening. And so we think,
Right.
oh, we need this money for now. Like, why are we going into this thing? And I'm not gonna lie, that's exactly my approach to it. That was my approach to it. I was in my 20s. I was young, and I was like,
Right.
oh, I'm just paying for this thing like every day. Like, I'm not using it. I'm not dying. Like, okay, so when I die, I guess you.
Oh, when I'm ready to die, that's when I'll think about it.
Yeah, we think about it. So I think, as I grow and, start thinking more, building a legacy, about legacy. And I think that's when the idea comes back around, like, okay, I'm really going to need to get serious about this. And so I want you to kind of make it clear to, your audience as you discuss everything. I'm going to step back, let you share all the information, but I want you guys to, think about this as not a paycheck to paycheck thing where,
Right.
okay, this is just another bill. But,
Right.
she's also going to share with you the different ways, things hidden in life insurance that you don't even know about, that I didn't know about. Like,
Exactly.
whoa, I didn't even realize that this was accessible to me. So
Exactly.
take it away, Noah.
Yeah. So it's interesting that you touch on the fact that, you felt like you were just paying money into something and you're not going to get that money back, right? So see, with life insurance, and I feel like when most agents are selling life insurance to minorities, because most of us, we're not educated on it, right? And most of
Mhm.
us, we just want the bare minimum to get by. Of course, they sell us what the cheapest on the market, right? So the cheapest is what you really do pay money. And I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. There are certain types of life insurance that when you're paying for it, I mean, the money is going to the insurance company, right? Because you're putting, so let me break it down for you. So in life insurance, especially personal life insurance, there are three types, right? So we have, well, I'll just keep it into those three categories. So we have term life insurance, right? So the term life insurance, if you're purchasing term life insurance, basically what you're telling the insurance company is, I am giving myself 10 years to die. Okay. And within these 10 years, if I don't pass away, that money basically goes to the insurance company, right? So
Mhm.
that is the cheapest life insurance out there. So that's the one that when you see, you can see the death benefit of maybe somebody can get up to $1 million in death benefits, and they could be paying maybe $50 a month or even less a month, right? So that is the term life. Term life basically says, I am giving myself this certain amount of time. You're putting limits on the time that you're going to die, right?
Mhm.
But then if you outlive that term, the money goes to the insurance company. And now, excuse me,
Mhm.
and now you have to purchase another life insurance. But then think about it, you're 10 years older.
Mhm.
So it gets more expensive. So with life insurance, the
Mhm.
older you are, the more expensive it is. So that is the one that most of us we get, especially we get those through our companies because it's a lot cheaper. Because if you think about it, if you get life insurance through your work, is much cheaper because the group, the company as a whole, you're buying into it as a group compared to you purchasing it individually, right? So that's term life insurance, right?
Mhm.
And then there's whole life insurance. Whole life insurance is what we consider permanent life insurance. Whole life insurance can go until you're 120 years old. Okay. So if you
Mhm.
decide to live longer, and let's say if you want to live past 90, if you want to live past 60, if you want to live past 70, right? So there's something out there for you. And that's called whole life insurance. That one is a little bit more expensive, right? But
Mhm.
what whole life insurance does, it works like a home policy, or it works like a home, right? You build equity in your home, right? So
Mhm.
if the home is yours, you're building the equity, you have access to the equity, right? So it's the
Mhm.
same way with whole life insurance. But what happens with whole life insurance, the money that you're putting into whole life insurance, the insurance company holds on to that money. They put that money in an account, right? And
Mhm.
then you have access to borrow from that whole life insurance. Okay. But here's
What
the
point?
trick.
Mhm.
So here's the trick. When you borrow that money, usually they give you the my suggestion would be up to 10 years, because by 10 years you would have accumulated a lot more money. You would have added more money to the account that if you take out that money, the cash value is a lot more in the account, right? So I
Mhm.
usually recommend people put money in there for at least 10 years or even more, right? Because if you're getting a whole life policy or universal life policy, which I would touch on, you have to think of those as a form of investment, right? So let's go back to the cash value. So whole life insurance, you can accumulate cash value, you can borrow money from that cash value. Now here's the trick with whole life. If you borrow that money, you have to pay that money back. If you
Mhm.
don't pay that money back and you pass away, they will subtract that money from your death
Come on.
benefit,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Because with the whole life insurance, it's just the money that you're putting in on a monthly basis that they're holding on to you, right?
Mhm.
So like
Mhm.
term life insurance where you don't get any money back, what they do with the whole life insurance, they actually that money they save it up for you and you accumulate cash value over time. So that's whole life insurance. And then there's another policy out there called universal life insurance. Universal life insurance,
Before you go into the universal life insurance,
yes.
um, let me see. Does anyone have any question about the difference between the whole life and the term life? Put it in the comment section, And so patient's going to answer that for you. But you said something about the investment part.
Yes.
No, yeah, right. So when you borrow from your insurance policy,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
right, or the whole life, because you can't do that with the term, right? Am I right?
No, you cannot. Nope.
So the whole life policy, when you withdraw from that, can
Mm-hmm.
you are you allowed to take more than you? Is it about a part of the face value in terms of how much you can take, or is it in terms of how much you've put in or invested into the actual overall policy?
So the money you're taking in is the money that you've already put into the account,
Oh, okay,
right?
and you're
So
being
you
taxed
can't,
on
yeah, you
that
can't take money, you can't take anything more than the cash value that's in the account,
in
right?
the account. Okay,
So I
okay.
mean, right, it's not like a bank account, right, where you can go
Mhm,
overdraft, right?
mhm. But you do get
Right.
charged on it. Is there like fees that they charge you fees on this money that you take out, and the longer you take to repay, there are fees on that, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Yep. So what happens is if you take that money out too soon too, there are fees that comes along with it. So that's why we
Mhm,
recommend at least 10 years. By 10
mhm,
years, again, the money you would have accumulated a lot more money in the
mhm,
account, right?
mhm,
And the cash value would have been enough for you. So let's say if you're, and again, it depends on the amount of money that you're putting in the account too, right?
mhm,
So if
mhm,
you're putting $500 a month, your chances of having a larger amount of cash value in 10 years is a lot more than you putting in, let's say, $15 a month, right?
mhm,
Because
mhm,
$500 a month times, times 10 years, let's think about it, you would have accumulated a lot
yeah,
more money.
mhm,
But then again, what you need to keep in mind with the whole life policy is just the money that you're putting in. That's the money that the cash value that you're gaining, right? They're not
mhm,
investing this money on the market. You're not gaining anything extra. If you're putting in $10 a month,
mhm.
is that $10 a month they're saving
That's
every
what you-
single month,
yeah.
every single month, every single month for you. Okay.
So, so I want to just add though for those who are listening as well that as we can see that our money can work for us, but my advice, right, is when you have a life insurance policy, right, from experience, like you put money in and you're not expecting to take out. It's
Right.
and as you see, they charge you tax on the money. They have penalties, and even though it says 10 years, you have to go in with a mindset of long-term goal. You have to go in with a mindset of long term because you're not expecting to take anything out. Besides, you don't want to take anything out 10 until after 10 years, like you
Right.
said, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
you don't want to even take anything out because your goal is to secure. It's a security.
Exactly.
And so,
Exactly.
so we have to think about life insurance as a security and choose the right option for us because treating it like a bank account is not something you want to do. You
Right.
want to treat it like let me secure this money over here in case. And does that get interest on it? Is there a max amount that you can put in to these whole life investment accounts?
So with the whole life policy, so the whole life policy does not gain interest, okay? So with the whole life policy again, the dollar amount that you're giving the insurance company is the dollar amount that they're saving for you, right? So
Oh,
you don't gain, yeah, so you don't gain any interest on it.
so
So
it's just
whether you
security, really.
right,
There's no
so
interest out there or anything. So,
right,
so then
so
if you take it out, they charge you, but you put it in, you're not
exactly.
getting anything out.
Exactly. Exactly. So what happens again? So let's say with the life insurance, so let's say the higher the death benefits, right? So let's
Mhm,
say if you're getting death benefits that is worth $200,000, right? So
mhm,
$200,000 may cost you, let's say, $150 a month or $300 a month, depending on your age. Keep in mind, it's all based on age, right?
mhm,
Somebody could be spending $200 a month for $50,000 on a whole life policy, depending on their age. And
mhm,
then somebody could spend um, $50 a month. Again, it all depends on age when it comes to the whole life policy. Okay.
mhm,
So the higher the death benefit and the older you are, the more expensive it is. And again, the more you can accumulate the cash, the more money that
mhm,
you put into it. So if you're looking to use whole life as a investment vehicle, which I
Mhm,
wouldn't really recommend it as an investment
mhm,
vehicle, what I would say is just use it to, just as an income to replace income with your family. For example, if you pass away, you can leave that
mhm,
money behind to your family for them to take care of, maybe let's say the mortgage, or for them to take care of maybe your children's education when you pass away, or to get rid of any debts that you may have while
mhm,
you if you pass away. So that's the only recommendation I would make, but I don't see it as like an investment vehicle, like like the stock market and other
mhm,
exchanges that are out
mhm.
there. I don't it's not that is not what it's meant for.
Okay, awesome. I think I have a question here for you. It says, why does some companies make you wait like a year before your policy can build cash value? That
Well, I
question.
mean, so think about it. Like we said, the longer you wait, the more money you would have accumulated, right? And again, it depends on the amount, which type of life insurance that you get, right? If you're
Mhm,
getting term life insurance, more than likely you're not building any cash in value. I mean, there are other companies that offer, that play with the term value, right? So there are some companies that offer cash value term, right? So even though it's a term policy, you have the option to get your money back and all of that. But of course, you can't borrow from that money. You're not you can your cash value is there, but you can't borrow from that from the
mhm,
term policy. So there are different types of term. They have the cash value, and then they have the traditional regular term where you just don't get any money back.
mhm,
So if that's the case, you're not going to accumulate any cash value. But if it's the whole life policy, again, our goal is, think about it, the same money that you're paying monthly is the same money that they're holding in an account for you. So the
mhm.
longer you hold on, or the longer you wait before you take money out, the more cash value you're building in your account.
I know, I like that question you asked, and it kind of made me think just for a little bit. And I just want to add though, like when you are working, if we think about if life insurance is important,
Mm,
when you are employed, why do you think your employers offer you life insurance?
right,
And I'm just thinking about it now, and I'm like, it's because it's important. It's something that they know that is super important. And I'm pretty sure that, like you said, the term insurance, if you bypass whatever years, it goes to the insurance company. Sounds like there's a great benefit behind that for your company as well. But the fact that they value it and they realize that, hey, this thing is important, then you should also value it and see the importance in getting life insurance for yourself. But the fact is that you have to do your homework. When you sit with an agent like Patience Nawa, who can break it down to you and share the differences so you can understand what it means. Because when I was, like I said, the first time I attempted life insurance, I don't remember getting all this deep into details with the agent.
right,
Or I didn't
right,
know all the questions I needed to ask. I just know that, okay, what's your age? You need to take this test. Do you drink? Do you smoke? That kind of thing. And that was it. Questions asked, and this is your monthly payment, right?
right. That's it. That's it.
Yeah. So just to say that it's super important for us to think about it. And a lot of people don't like the topic. It's not sexy enough, but it's not sexy either when we pass away and something happens to us and what we
Unexpectedly, right? Unexpectedly,
unexpectedly, at
right.
all. So that's even not that's completely unattractive, right?
Right. I mean,
That's
think
not even
about it. So
worth
on that topic of, why does your insurance company offer you term or life insurance, right? Think about it. I was thinking about it the other day, and then I was like, how many times have you left a job and you're paying into life insurance, right?
Mhm,
And
mhm,
what happened to that life insurance? You don't see
mhm,
that money anymore. You don't even think about, okay, what is happened? Like you just get up and you leave, and the company
mhm.
doesn't tell you, hey, remember your life insurance.
Insurance.
So one so one thing that I recommend to people when I sit down with somebody is, even though you have a policy with your insurance company, with your job, right? I recommend that you get a policy by outside of your job. So in case you leave your job, you will still have life insurance. I mean, let's think about this period, right? There are many people that have been laid off. There are
Mm,
many people that have lost their jobs,
mm,
right? Because they don't have life insurance right now, they are definitely exposed if something were to happen to them. I mean, we all know this is the time that everybody is dying left and right? But you've lost your life insurance through your job, and now
mhm,
you don't have any life insurance. You're a lot more older, so life insurance is a lot more expensive, and
mhm,
now you're at the place where your finances are tough, so you don't have the money to get back, to get life insurance. So I always recommend people, once you're at that place where, again, I always say it to young people, because young people, again, the younger you are, the cheaper it is, right? And the thing is, with life insurance, if you get it young, you can pay the same amount for God knows for as long as you live, right? Or for as long as the policy term is. So that's why I keep referencing to young people, right? I mean if you're middle age, I still recommend you get life insurance, right? I'm not saying that
mhm.
you shouldn't get it. That is
So
not
the
my
cost
message here
doesn't
tonight at
change?
all.
Does Are you saying that the payment that you sign on with at a younger age does not change, or
It
is
does
it by
not change.
company? It
No, it
doesn't
does
change
not
regardless
change.
of the company. Mm-hmm.
Correct. So it stays the same. So let's say if you get life insurance through me and you're 25, right? So let's say if you get $500,000 and your monthly payment is $60 a month. You could pay that $60 a month until you're 60 or 70 or 80 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got that policy when you're
Mm-hmm.
25, right?
Right. Right.
Compared to, okay, if you get a policy with me at the age of 60, now we're talking about a different number, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, a lot more. And the reason why agent may throw just term policy at you, right, when you sit with them, is because one, they are trying to make a quick buck, right? It's easier for them to sell you the term life insurance. Plus, it's cheaper because everybody is looking out for their pocket, right? I am
Mm-hmm.
all for selling cheap, right? Because at the end of the day, I want you to pay or to get something that you can pay for, right? I want
Mm-hmm.
you to get something so that if you find yourself in moments like these hard times that we're facing, you
Mm-hmm.
yourself, you tell yourself, listen, no matter what, I cannot get rid of my life insurance policy. But
Mm-hmm.
again, what I'm saying, to reiterate what I'm saying, is if you have life insurance through your job, that's great. But also seek a private life insurance
Mm-hmm.
outside of your job so that if anything were to happen to you, right, you can have access to life insurance still.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
I have
another
a
thing too,
question for
let me touch on this. A
you.
lot of people, when you're leaving your job, one thing that I recommend, if you plan on leaving your employment, call your company, call the life insurance company and ask them, is this a policy that I can take with me when I leave? That's
Mm-hmm.
something that a lot of us don't do. We just get up and we leave the company and that money just goes to waste. I mean, think about it. If you're at a company for 20, 30, 10 years, that's a lot of money that's going to waste because you just
Mm-hmm.
get up and you leave and you don't think about it. So call the life insurance company and ask them, hey, is this a policy that I can take with me?
Mm-hmm. I have Ruth saying companies usually give you the option to continue the premiums, but
Hmm.
they would be much higher, mostly unaffordable. So people just get new policies. Can you elaborate on that? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, so I think that's what I just touched on, right? So
Okay.
basically, if you're working for a company, right?
Mm-hmm.
Again, when you are working for a company, you guys are paying the life insurance as a group, right? So it's
Mm-hmm.
that group of within that company. That's what makes it cheaper. So now if you're leaving that company, you're paying that you're paying that insurance as an individual, right?
Oh,
So let's
oh,
say if you're getting
that's when it's
60,
much
yeah, if you're
better.
getting $600,000 in death benefit, you may be paying $60 a month or $70 a month or whatever the payment is, right? That's because you're
Mm-hmm.
sharing it as a group. But if you
Mm-hmm.
leave, that $600,000 could be a lot more money. It could be about $200 a month or even $300 a month for you.
Yeah, for
Because
the
again, think
same
about it. You're much older, right? You're
company.
much older than when you got that life policy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, you're paying for it alone by yourself.
Okay. She also
Mhm.
says she was asking, is term life insurance convertible after 10 years?
Okay, that's a really good question. It depends on the company, right? There are some companies out there that will allow you to convert your term policy into a permanent life insurance policy within the first 10 years, right? Again, there are many people that just buy term policy for 10 years. So there are some companies out there that would say, okay, you have the option. Again, so this is what I'm doing around this time. If somebody sits with me right now, obviously, I understand people's circumstance at this time, right? So I'm not going to sell you a policy that's $300 a month if you can't afford to pay $300 a
Mhm,
month. So what I
mhm,
tell them is, let's look at the term policy. So maybe a year or 2 or 3 years from now, if you found a job and your income is a lot more better than it is now, we can convert that term policy into a whole life policy. So it is an option. Not
mhm.
every company offers that, but there are some companies that offer that out there.
That's a great benefit. Because
Yeah,
like you said, the term you lose it after, you pass, you lose it, or if you pass that time that you've set,
it goes
it
right back.
goes back to the. So
It
all
goes
that money
right
you've
into
been
the
putting
company's pocket.
into, would you be like, you would say that whole life insurance is better, or a convertible term insurance would be a better option?
Right. So if you're one of those people that is
Yes.
looking at your pocket right now, if you're looking at, okay, well, I
Mm-hmm.
can afford this is, finances are tight for the moment, I would definitely tell you
Mm-hmm.
look into a term life policy that can be converted into a whole life policy down the line. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And that is just
Mm-hmm.
one. If you can, and then there's also another policy out there called universal life insurance, right? This
Mm-hmm.
one, this policy is the one that acts as an investment vehicle, right? Earlier, you
Mm-hmm.
asked me if you can gain interest on your whole life policy, right? So this one you can actually gain interest on
Mm-hmm.
compared to whole life. It's similar to whole life. It's is a permanent life insurance as well. But what the insurance companies do is the money that you're paying into the account, you have the option to pay more than your monthly payment. So let's say if they say, okay, I can pay if the insurance company say, okay, for $100,000, you should pay $80 a month. They will give you the option to pay $80 a month or up to $150 a month, right? Now,
Mm-hmm.
with this one, what they would do is they would take that money and they would invest it on the market, right? And then that money accumulates interest. It varies, the interest amount, it varies from company to company, usually is between 5 and 8%, right? So with this
Mm-hmm.
amount, with this insurance, you have the option to accumulate a lot more cash value compared to the whole life policy.
I like this. I'm liking the sound of this one right here. I don't know about you guys, but which one is this? Ruth is asking, would that be the dividends or interest? That's a great
It's
question.
interest. It's interest.
And
It's
this is
interest that
on
you're getting.
the additional that is above what your monthly payment would be. They would take that portion and they would invest it in the market for you.
Correct. So even the $80 that you're paying a month is that $80 can be invested on the market. So even if you say I can't pay the 150, I can just afford the $80 a month. The $80 a month will be invested on the market. And then what they do, again, if you want to gain more interest, then I would suggest you put more money in it. You put up to that $150 a month in it again because the interest will give you the opportunity to gain more money as the years go on, right? And then this
Yeah.
policy is actually has a great rider or endorsement where the death benefit could increase from year to year. So let's say if you purchase $100,000 this year, by next year it could be 103,000 or 100 and $600,000 the next year. So it increases year over year. Not only is the death benefit increasing, the interest, you're gaining interest on it. So with this vehicle or life insurance vehicle, you can actually have more money by the time you pass away, or you can have more money in that account within 10, 20, 30 years.
Let me ask you, what about the monthly payment on that? Is it increasing as the face value is increasing?
No.
So your
So
monthly
if you
payment,
decide, If you
Uh-huh.
decide
So the
today,
monthly
I want
then.
to put 150,
Mm-hmm.
that is the 150 you're going to pay again for
Mm-hmm.
as long as the life insurance policy is active.
Now this is whole life.
This
It's
is
a type of whole life, which means um you get
it's
it
called
regardless.
universal. It's called universal life insurance. So it's another type of life insurance. S-
Mm-hmm.
So there's whole life
Universal life
insurance, there's
insurance.
term life, and then there's universal life insurance.
Okay. Now let me ask you about this universal life insurance. Anybody else interested in this universal life insurance like I am? Because right now I'm all about my money working for me, guys. I don't know about you guys, but right now I just heard that my money can actually work hard for me. You know what I'm saying? And anywhere we can make our money work for us, that's where we need to be investigating, right? And so
Exactly.
hold up 1 second. Let me put this up on the screen, guys, because I need you guys to see this. Okay, we're talking about the famous that I honestly wasn't educated on. So thank you so much, Patience,
Yep.
for enlightening me on this one. But let me put it up here. I just want to make sure it is actually
Or you
here.
some may call it indexed universal life insurance, or some may call it universal life insurance, but it's the same thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, so you hear that, guys? It may be a different term somewhere else, but
Right.
what piqued my interest just now is the fact that we're able to invest. It's
Mm-hmm.
also a type of whole life. So my money's
Correct.
working for me.
Yes.
I'm, I see his Care Bear says, I am interested as well in this. Uh, and I see Jillian said, I'm in
I'm
on this.
on this.
Nate says, yes, definitely. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm ready to talk more about this one. I like the investment market. That's kind of
Yep.
where I'm kind of delving into right now. It
That's
might
where
be,
it catch your attention.
exactly. And I'm very sorry. One of the regrets I have is not being more educated on this earlier. And I can say this, I don't know about anybody else, but I can say I wish when I was younger, I was more educated on investing. Besides starting my business earlier, but I wish I would be more educated on investing. So now that I am, and
Right.
my husband is all for investments. So I go to him, I was like, what's on the market? What's going on? But this part right here, we need to talk about this some more, because like we have this mindset of why are we paying into something that we're not getting back. It's just added to our monthly cost. We're not making anything off it. But the fact that we can actually see the interest grow on it, we can see the benefits of having this, besides just waiting for if something should happen to us, what happens. But we're actually having our money work for us and
Mm-hmm.
growing interest on that. And it not only that, but it's a form of whole life, which means at the end, or if you set a day, or it's just your whole life. So when you die,
Correct.
this money goes to you. It's not
Yes.
going back to someone else.
No.
Yeah. So talk to them, patients. I like this one.
Yes. So I like talking about universal life insurance because I mean I also have that product, because I felt
Mhm,
like it was the best product out there for me. And luckily I was privy to this information when I wasn't too old, right? So I could get
mhm,
something that I can afford. But universal life insurance is one of the life insurance that again many people don't know about, but it acts as an investment vehicle. What is really interesting about this policy, when you think about life insurance, you think about death benefit, right?
mhm.
But this policy has what we call living benefits, right? So this policy can actually pay you while you're alive, right?
Is everyone writing and taking notes right now? I can't find my pen, but you should be taking. Actually, I found one. You should be taking notes right about now. And don't worry, I'm gonna get you her information so you can reach out to her as well.
Yes.
Growing patience.
Yeah, so this policy works for you while you're alive. Many people use this as a retirement vehicle. Again, let's think about it. Again, on if depending on how much you're putting in the account, your account could gain interest, right? So what many people do is when they retire, that interest that has been accumulated over the years, some people take that interest out and they can use that interest on anything that they want to use it on, right? So you
Mhm.
can take that interest and purchase a house in Florida to go and live in for your retirement. You can take that interest and you can choose to fly around the world. Again, it's the interest that you're taking out. It's not the death benefit. So the death
Mhm.
benefit remains intact, right? When
Mhm.
you pass away, they will get your beneficiary will get the death benefit. But the interest, you can use that interest while you're still alive, right?
Is there
Let's say
like a
something
limit or a time frame or deadline or feedback?
again is it you so the with this one I would recommend it using it as a retirement vehicle, right? I would
Mhm.
recommend using this as a retirement vehicle. So what I usually tell people is don't think about taking anything out of it within 10 years, within 15 years, or even within 20 years, right? Think
Mhm.
about it. You can use it as a retirement vehicle. Think about it in the long term. Don't think about something that you can take money out. Again, with these policies, you don't want to be taking money out regularly because, again, think about it. You want to build enough cash value so that if
Mhm.
anything were to happen to you, your family can have access to that cash. Let's think about it. We're leaving legacy for our family members, right?
Legacy.
That's the whole
Yes.
point of
Long
it,
term.
right? And
Yes.
there are
We
many,
can't be
many,
using it now when we're building it
exactly,
for our family. So it's no right
exactly,
now. It's long term.
exactly. And then what's really interesting about this policy, right? The interest that you're taking out, you don't have to pay that money back. L- Unlike whole life insurance, if you take money out of your whole life insurance, you have to pay it back, right? But
Mhm. Mhm.
if you are taking money out of your universal life insurance, you're taking the interest. So that interest, you don't have to pay
Mhm.
it back. Okay, yeah, you
Ah,
don't have to pay it back.
nice.
So what I've seen or what I've heard over the
Just
years,
in
there are
case.
people there are people that have taken the interest in their universal life insurance to pay for their children's wedding, to pay for their
Mhm.
children's college tuition, right? To even use as a down payment on her home. There was one of my colleagues that
Mhm.
I was talking to. She was like, "Oh, my father has been in the insurance business for 30 years. So when I was ready
Mhm.
to purchase my home, I had so many life insurance. We just went ahead and we just canceled some of them and we use it as a down payment on because by that again, her father had purchased her all these life insurance policies, right? So she took the cash value from those life insurance
Mhm.
and she used it as a down payment on her home. So
Mm. Emergency funds.
exactly. 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 It could serve as an emergency fund as well, right? It could serve as an emergency
Mhm. Mhm.
vehicle. And then there's people who use it to pay for their children's wedding. Like I said earlier, there are people
Mhm.
who use it to pay. And another
For
thing, what's
college.
really unique about this policy, you can get it on your child when they are young. You can purchase it on your
Mhm.
child and then your child, let's say by the time they're 18 or 19 or 20, it would have accumulated enough interest for you to take that money to use it on their college tuition.
Mhm. Is this
Okay.
something, is this similar to what's called a child waiver? I do remember when I started mine, there was like a child waiver or something like that that was included.
So, okay, I think I know what you're talking about. The child. No, so this one, you can actually include your child on your policy, right?
Mhm.
So that's called
Mhm.
a child child
Rider.
rider, right?
Child rider.
And
Mhm.
then you also have the option of actually purchasing it for the child alone.
Mhm.
Does that make
Mhm.
sense?
Okay.
And then you can
Yes.
add yourself as a beneficiary or your husband as a beneficiary on it.
Nice. So I know we only have about 7 minutes before Instagram kicks us off, and about 7 minutes before our show ends. So, Patience, I would love to talk to you some more about this, and I'm sure others would like to reach out to you as well. I do have a question here.
Yeah.
I know Yvette had shared that she experienced the same thing when she was laid off from her previous job was given the option to transfer her whole life insurance. However, it cost a little bit more than I was paying on the job, but it was affordable.
Right. Yeah,
And then
definitely.
Nay here, I know Ruth has mentioned annuities. I don't know if you want to expand on those. And then I do have a Nay here saying, does having pre-existing health conditions affect any of these? Oh, and
Yes.
even
So
universal life, does those, preconditions affect universal life?
it sure does, right? So what universal life, because of the benefits that comes with universal life, they actually are a little bit more stricter with the with getting blood samples and urine samples and with the pre-existing health conditions and all of that. So of course, one thing that I recommend to people, that's why I'm stressing the young people, because the younger you
Mhm.
are, the less health risks you have,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Compared
Mhm.
to when you get older, right? So
Mhm.
again, all of these policies, it varies from company to company, right? That's one thing you have to keep in mind. What one company practice, the other company might not practice. But then another thing that you need to think about is if you go to one company and they deny you, another company because of health reasons, if you get denied because of health reasons, there's a possibility another company may deny you of health because of health reasons, but again, another company could make an exceptions, right, for that health reason. So if one
Mhm.
company denies you, don't be afraid to try another company.
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. So I do Ruth has a recommendation. She says, excellent presentation. Thank you so much, Ruth. Smart Women Finish Rich by David Batch. Guys, check that book out, David
Yes.
Batch. Um, so I want you to share with us before we get cut off, like, what is it? How can they reach out to you? How can anyone who want to connect with you to talk a little bit more? And also, one thing that I didn't remember to ask you was, I know I have a lot of international audience. Is there anything for international audience or any advice that you have for them?
Yeah. So one of the things, there's definitely insurance policy companies out there that will write to international residents. I mean, if you live in Jamaica or wherever around the world that you're living in, definitely contact me. I do have access to companies. I have people in my network that I
Mm-hmm.
can reach out to for them to write you a policy if you're outside of the country. Again, it's all about if you can afford it on the monthly basis. I mean, it's insurance company. They want to take money, right? If you're in Jamaica and can afford it, why can't it offer it to you, right?
Yes.
So we can definitely help you out no matter where you are around the world. So don't be
Wow.
afraid to reach out to me.
I like that. Now that's a plus right there. So, guys, I hope no one felt left out tonight. We just want you to understand that building a legacy is not enough. It You have to be able to secure it, and not secure it while you're alive alone, but secure it after you are passed away and gone. Like, who are you leaving this for? Don't leave your children with the burden of, taking care of any debts you may have, if you have any, or
Exactly.
even maybe your kids are young, if they got to go to college. Just leave them happy, like, have whatever you've worked so hard for also be able to carry on with you, and they're going to need the finances. Unfortunately, hey, this is how the world is. We need money, right? And you can
Right.
have your money work for you, like Patience said. So, guys, reach out to Patience. Her
Yes.
number is 413-276-0090. You can WhatsApp her if you are international as well, and she can get you
Right.
connected with someone. You can share your other contact information.
Yep. And so if you guys, you can send me an email at noahpatience@gmail.com. So
Mhm.
it's Noah, Noah, patience, Patience @gmail.com. So
Mhm.
again, send me an email and I will be more than happy to get on the phone with you to talk to you. Again, my goal is to just educate you. Whatever you don't understand here tonight, give me a call and we can go through it. We can go over it again. I mean, if you say, hey, listen, I came in halfway through the presentation, what did you cover? I'm more than willing to sit down with you and and educate you. Again, my goal is to have everybody know about this information because our community is not privy to this information. So
Yes,
that's why I'm not here
that's
to
true.
sell anything tonight. I'm here to educate
Yep.
tonight.
I have others saying, please record this interview as well for us. Please, thank you. You guys can watch the replay as well. Grab the information. If you're on YouTube, make sure that you hit that subscribe button wherever it is. Um, and if you're on Facebook, make sure you get that notification whenever I go live. I'll be bringing patients may come back,
Yeah.
anytime soon. Share more
No,
information for us.
seriously. If you
And
guys want me to come back so we can go into
yeah,
detail, so we can explain
definitely.
further, let
Definitely.
her know, and
Keep us
we can make the
updated.
arrangements to come
Awesome.
back.
So, patience, if you guys love this session, I want you guys to throw some hearts, say thank you to Patience for all the information. Just put something in the comment section that you have learned from her knowledge. And I just want you guys to know that, this space is all about growing personally, growing, building, starting, growing a business. But as bosses, we still have to take these things very, very important. And to me, it's super important. And that's why I connect with the best of the best in these industries that we need to hear from, because y'all know I don't know everything, okay?
Right.
So I want to make sure I educate you guys and everyone that's in my space. I want to make sure you are all educated. So thank you on Instagram for watching us. I know you're going to get cut off in like 2 minutes. So thank you so much. Make sure you reach out to Patience. Follow her on Instagram. Can you give us your Instagram again?
Yes, my Instagram is Patience Noah. So basically, it's Patience_Noah1. Patience_Noah1. That's my Instagram account. Follow me on Instagram and follow me on Facebook,
Yep.
wherever.
All right.
And then my
Awesome.
business name is Patience Noah Insurance. So you can look up Patience Noah Insurance, and then I will come up as well.
Awesome. So, I mean, the name sticks all over. If you're thinking about
Everywhere.
having some patience with your money and patience with your insurance, talk to Patience now.
Thank you
Thank
guys. I appreciate it.
Thank
Thanks,
you so
guys.
much, Patience, for coming,
Thank
for
you.
sharing your knowledge with us, for educating us on this topic that we're not fully educated on as minority, okay? And I hope that everything just grows in your business. Who's about to come over? I'm gonna let you go.
Thank you. Don't be exposing me, girl.
We're all good. This is how it is, okay? Thank you so much, Patience.
Thank you, sis.
All
All
right.
right. Good night, everyone.
Guys, I want to thank you guys so much for staying with us through the entire session. Thank you so much. If you have learned something from Patience, please go ahead and share that in the comment section, okay? If you have any questions for me, again, my name is Shanika Burchill Kerr, and I am the CEO and the founder. Am I talking too fast? Maybe. So, my name is Shanika, and I'm the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur. And I'm looking forward to bringing you guys more educational content like this, more entrepreneurs who can educate us as entrepreneurs, as bosses, growing a six-figure business. All right. If you're looking for a course that can help you start your business, launch your business, or grow your business to the next level, whether it's starting a boutique online or packaging the knowledge, and selling that as a course online, you can feel free to connect with me. My information is rolling across the screen on the bottom on Facebook and YouTube. If you're on Instagram, all my info is in the bio, and I'm sure Yvette threw that in the comment section for you. You can schedule an appointment at calendly.com/Shanika Burchill Kerr. You can also WhatsApp me. The number is thrown across the screen. 347-575-8654. Send me an email if you'd like. All right. So I am looking forward to doing more of these sessions. Thank you guys for staying with me tonight. And I want you guys to understand that it's Black Friday around the corner. Okay, guys, we are working hard to bring in the bag. On Monday, I am going to be live again for Marketing Monday, and the focus is going to be on Black Friday. Again, that's all we're going to talk about till November, okay? So I'm going to be giving you guys some information about preparing for Black Friday come Monday, make sure you join me live right here, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Click the subscribe button. Make sure you get notifications when I go live as well. With that said, guys, anybody ready? Have a lovely, lovely night. Bye.
Hi, my name is Shanika Virtual Kerr, and I am the CEO and founder of Breakthrough to Entrepreneur. In my company, we help entrepreneurs start, launch, and grow their business online. One of the best things an entrepreneur can do for their business is to build a website, because it allows you the freedom to have your business at your fingertips. It allows you to make money while you sleep, and it allows you to serve a wider audience worldwide. At Breakthrough to Entrepreneur, we offer ebooks, one-on-one coaching, online courses, and programs that are tailored to meet our clients' business needs. One of the things we hear most from our students at BTE Academy is about the continuous support of the team and the community of like-minded individuals. I invite you to schedule a 15 minutes consultation so that we can learn about your business goals.